To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So today I got some projects I want to finalize, get finished up a little bit. One of the things we're going to do today is the chickens are going to come outside permanently. Last night was the last night that the temperature got so low the chickens wouldn't be able to deal with it. It got down into the 30s. Tonight it's going to get down into 40s, and the chickens should be old enough and have enough feathers now that they can deal with 40-degree temperatures. So we're going to bring them out. We've been putting them in the chicken run each day when it's warm enough and not raining. And then one night we did leave them out in the chicken coop, and they did really well. I mean, at first they didn't like it at all, but the next morning when I got up, they didn't want to come out. They liked it in there quite a bit. Congratulations to the graduation of our chickens coming outside. It'll be nice because it's starting to get a little crowded for them inside the house. The second thing I need to do today is I'm going to kind of clean up the well area. As you know, I installed a well packer and a new well liner inside the well. Yesterday I was able to fill our water tank, our IBC water tank, with the generator. Turned the water pump on, the well pump on. Clean water, so it's working really well. Of course it hasn't rained yet, admittedly. But at this point, if it gets dirty after a rain, then I just have to assume there's not much I can do about it unless I want to just dig a new well, because I've done everything I possibly can. The next thing I want to do here is I want to concrete around the well pipe here. Now, the last time I said I wanted to concrete around it, I said I wanted to keep the water from going down into the hole. That's not exactly the best way I should have described that. Water is going to go down in between the well casing and the well liner. That's just going to happen. It's inevitable. Not much you can do about it. But that's why I got the well packer there. The well packer is going to keep that water that comes down here from getting into the bedrock water, which is what I want to do. The thing I don't want to happen is just having stagnated water there where mosquitoes can infest or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concrete that, and that'll just keep the mosquitoes and all the bugs away. Secondly, as you can see, this can move around quite a bit, and I just rather brace that a little better, so concrete will do the bracing for me. Also, I have this little board here. I'm sure that it will never move. I think it will do a fine job, but that will also keep the well packer from ever sinking. It's designed not to sink, but if it happens to sink for whatever reason, hopefully the concrete and the board and the U-bolt will hold that up just fine. Of course, I have the entire weight of the well and all the hose on the well packer, so there's quite a bit of weight, plus all the water is going to drain down on it. I also am thinking about knocking some of these blocks out of here. I mean, they're in bad shape, so I'm going to rebuild all this. I'm going to make a shed, just like the chicken coop actually, with the metal. Probably in about a half a month. Carolyn and I started building our tiny house, and we said we were going to spend $500 a month building a tiny house. So we built the floor and then a wall and another wall. Well, since then, we just continued with that pace. If we want to start a project, we spend $500. So putting the well liner down with the well packer and all that came up to $450. So that's 500 bucks basically. So we're just going to go ahead and wait next month. I also purchased, which I guess actually put us over, a new inverter. An inverter changes DC electric into AC electric. I already have one, but I don't have one strong enough to run the well pump. So I went ahead and got one of those. And it's not necessarily that I need it, because we always run it off the generator, and I probably will always run it off the generator. I just have this idea that I want a backup power supply to run the well in case something goes wrong with the generator, or society crashes or whatever. I'm not a prepper. I don't run in conspiracy theories, but it's always nice to have a backup plan. And since water is so critical, I'd rather have the ability to get it. Now, we do have a natural spring down the hill, about 2 miles. So if anything ever did happen and I couldn't get the well, we could always go down to the natural spring and get water, but that's a whole different subject. Again, not a prepper. Carolyn said, I'd sure like to have a backup to the well. So I said, oh, okay, well, we'll get an inverter. And that way we can run it off the solar panels. Okay, so What I need to do is I need to get this board here. This is the board I use to use my come along right here. If you didn't see that video, go check it out. So I used the come along and I pulled that down. So I got to get this board off there. I just screwed that to some stumps. And then I'm going to shovel all this out and I'm going to start pouring concrete. Concrete's really easy to pour. It's basically cake batter. Add water and put into your form. So I'm going to build a little form around it using 2x6s. You buy these 50 or 80 pound bags of concrete for like $5. Very inexpensive to pour concrete. You just add water and whatever the instruction says. I have 2 bags available. I've had it since here. Well, I bought it to pour the floor. This is a concrete floor and it was all chipped away. So I bought concrete to pour that floor. I had a little bit left over, so when I put the mailbox up, I used concrete for that, and I still got 2 bags left over. Okay, so I just made a makeshift, they call it a form, but it's just a box. I just made a box, had some old scrap wood, I just pieced together. But that's how you do it. It's just like I said, cake batter. Now, when this is done, I can take the form apart and concrete will stay put. Okay, so I have this old bathtub. Anybody's been with my channel for any length of time, I guess last year, will know I use this bathtub for a lot of things. Just a while ago, I had it in the chicken coop for their overhead, and now I'm using it to mix concrete. Use it for a lot of stuff. Carolyn used it to wash blankets. So what I'm going to do, this is concrete mix. This is an 80 pound bag. I think you can buy them 50 pound bags too. This has been sitting around for a while, so it was kind of hardened on the outside layer. I was worried about it, but I can see that it's breaking up pretty easy. Each bag requires 3.5 quarts of water. So I'm just going to mix up 1 bag, see where I'm at. If I need to mix up a second bag, then I'll go ahead and mix it up. And then we'll put it into the form that I made. Okay, so just like cake mix, I stirred it up and you get this pasty texture. Then you'll put it into the box and then you can actually smooth this out where the rocks aren't in it. You can kind of pat that down and see right there, you'll see that it's smoothed out and it'll dry nice and smooth that way. Okay, so I got the form filled up here, and you can see, now usually you use a board and you'll smash this down, but I'm using my hand, and you can see that it's becoming smooth. All the water's coming to the top, which means it also brings up the powder concrete and leaves the rock below. Makes it look nice. Now, last time I did this, I upset someone because they thought I ruined Carolyn's wash machine. But just like cake mix, it washes up real easy. So no, you don't ruin anything. This is pretty easy cleanup actually. So I wanted to tell you, I'm going to make a video. I was trying to figure out what video I wanted to make today. Whether I wanted to work on this or make a video about one of my subscribers reporting me again. So I went into this because I want to get this done before it rained, and I got a big old mud puddle down here. So, but I do want to let you know that you really have to know what you're getting yourself into before you start a project. I know for a fact, I mean, and it's clearly identified in the code book. I mean, so simple to read. You don't need to be a lawyer or anything. But if you do any well work yourself, dig a well yourself on your property, you don't need permits at all in the state of Missouri if you do it yourself. But I did have a subscriber call on me to the Department of Natural Resources. Yeah, and I'll get into that video later, but make sure you do your research. I know that I don't say that probably as much as I need to, that I don't want to be held responsible if you go and dig a well and you get in trouble. What I'm trying to show you is it is possible to do these things. I want to be an inspiration to you so you can be free. But as far as me showing you how to do this stuff, that was never my intention. So I hope I can inspire you to live the dream, but according to the rules. Thanks for watching.